Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Horowitz in the Sefer HaMitzvos. We are by Mitzvah 38, which is the Mitzvahs Aseh, the positive commandment, Litein Tzedakah, to give charity la'aniyah Yisrael, to the poor of the Jewish people. And the Horowitz writes today a very important halacha. Ani shukroi v'ikodim l'chol adam. An ani that is related, a poor man that is related to you, he takes precedence over any other poor person. So if you have two people standing in front of you, one is a relative and one is a person off the street, so your obligation is to your relatives first. Ani ebeisai kaimin la'ani iroi. And the poor of your house take precedence over the poor of your city. A very similar idea. You have to take care of those that are in your house first. You have to take care of those that are in your family, and then the other aniyim, the other poor people that are around, then you will give to them as well. Says the Horowitz Shenemar, because it's brought down in the pasuk li'achicha la'aniyecha, you give to your brother who is poor, ulev yoinecha bi'atzecha, and you give to the poor man that is in your land. Which means first comes my brother, first comes my blood, my relatives, and then after that comes the people that are in my ear, that are in my city, that are in my land. And then after that you can begin giving beyond the family, beyond the city, beyond the town, beyond the country. Then you begin giving the money elsewhere. V'chol haraya ani mevakesh. Says the Horowitz Chaim, anyone who sees a poor person that is asking for tzedakah, and you close your eyes from him, which means you disregard, you pretend that you don't see that he's there, or you do see that he's there, but you say, no, I'm not giving. And you don't give him even a penny of tzedakah, of charity. Bitel mitzvahs aseh, you have just nullified a positive commandment. And you have also transgressed a negative commandment, as we are going to see later, the negative commandment about holding yourself back from giving tzedakah. This sin is very, very severe. A person who keeps their hands closed and doesn't help the poor man in need, that means if a poor man comes and waves his hand in your face and says, give me tzedakah, at least give the guy a penny, give him a nickel, give him a dime. Because if a person sees another Jew in need and he refuses to give money, so then you are transgressing a very grave prohibition. The transgression itself is very severe. V'nikra blial, such a person who doesn't give, he's an obstinate person. He's not a generous person. He's not a selfless, giving, caring, compassionate person. He's called a blial. Hard to explain exactly in English, but he's like a scoundrel. He's like someone bli oil. He's someone without the yoke of heaven on him. Chayte, he is a sinner. And then the Horowitz writes, Virash, he's a wicked person. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what is the mitzvah of tzedakah? As we pointed out yesterday, the mitzvah of tzedakah is the greatest way in this world that we can emulate the midos, the character, and the ways of Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the source of all goodness. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the meitiv. He is the one who gives and gives and gives. Everything that we have in our lives, in reality, is a tzedakah, is charity from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We didn't earn it, we didn't work for it, we don't deserve it, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives with an open hand on a silver platter. He takes care of all of our needs. Our job in this world is to emulate the ways of Hashem. One of the greatest ways that we can emulate HaKadosh Baruch Hu is by being like Hashem. And that is by being giving and caring and compassionate and loving and understanding of our other Jews and the plights that they might find themselves in. And therefore, a Jew is supposed to calibrate his actions in line with the Ribbono Shel Olam. And if he does, he's a tzaddik. And if he does, he finds chen, he finds favor in the eyes of Hashem. And if he does, he brings more goodness and achdus and brotherhood to this world. But if not, if you don't give, if you see a poor man and you refuse to give him even a dime, You say, no, I'm not going to give. Let him get a job. No, I'm not in the mood to give right now. So then I've made myself the opposite of the Ribbono Shel Olam. Do you think that HaKadosh Baruch Hu it looks down on this world, this meshugano Welt that we are in right now, with all of the meshugas, all the craziness, all of the immorality, all of the impurity, all of those people, including ourselves, that don't follow suit with what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, and yet every morning He wakes us up. Every day He gives us life. Every moment He's sustaining us. There's food on the table. There's some money in the wallet. There's a roof over our heads. There's gas in the car, even when it costs the exorbitant price that it does. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives and gives and gives, even when we let Him down. And here you have a poor man who's asking you, please, sir, help me. And you say, no, help yourself. So then we became the opposite of the Ribbono Shel Olam. And that is a Bli'al, that is someone who removes the yoke of heaven from over him, which means he's not listening to Hashem. He's a choite, he's a sinner. As a result, the Rasha, chas v'chalil, the person gets the title of being a wicked person because you become the opposite of Hashem. You become like Hashem, you become like a tzaddik. You become the opposite, then the title that a person is given, unfortunately, is that of a Rasha. Let's strive, be'ezus Hashem, to continue to emulate our HaKadosh Baruch Hu's way and be in the company of tzaddikim. All the best.